Hey guys, what's going on? It's Kyle here with my final video of the day. This is another discussion, a topic I want to talk about, and it's Kurt Angle being a broken man. Excuse me. Kurt Angle, came in as a real-life Olympic gold medalist, winner, winning the '96 Olympics in wrestling. He came to the WWE in 1999. From '99 to 2005, just had phenomenal matches with The Rock and Shawn Michaels, Brock Lesnar, Chris Benoit, The Undertaker, and the list just goes on. And multi-time world heavyweight champion. He's won other single belts as well. And up until 2005, and then in 2005, Vince McMahon released Kurt Angle. He fired him. Kurt Angle's side of the story was that he was saying that as he was recovering from a neck surgery injury, he was taking pain pills, and he knew that he was starting to become addicted to those pain pills. And he asked the WWE if he could, take time off and go to rehab to get cleansed, from and get some help from being addicted, I guess fully and completely of these pills. And he said, according to him, he says that Vince McMahon denied and said no, he couldn't take time off. So Kurt asked to be released, and they granted, his wishes and being released. And that was like, 6.5 years ago since Kurt Angle's been gone from WWE. And that's his side of the story. The WWE has not yet to reply anything as to why they've released Kurt Angle. But either way, whether, their side of the story, his side of the story, whether someone's lying or telling the truth or not, I think there could have been some type of, happy medium that both parties could have reached, because Kurt Angle is just such a great talent. And I think for WWE to release him was absolutely foolish, and especially when a lot of their big top talent during that time was just gone, like The Rock and Austin and Goldberg and, Brock Lesnar, just so many of their big key talent was just gone during that time, that I thought was really a waste. And then Kurt Angle comes over into TNA, and Kurt Angle was good. I enjoyed Kurt Angle in TNA. His first 2.5 to 3 years in TNA were really good. And then, so his wife cheated on him and stuff. But actually, before he came to TNA, though, actually his wife Karen had threatened to divorce him during his last few years in WWE. She threatened to divorce him because, he was just always away so much. He was away from home so much. So to prevent, his marriage from, risking a divorce and keeping it intact, he decided to bring Karen Angle into his world and brought her into TNA with them, and she became an on-air screen character because he didn't want to risk divorce, as well as you had to keep working, because wrestling was his only means of living, so he had to still work but yet keep his marriage intact. So that's why he brought Karen with him into TNA. And now I'm pretty sure he probably regrets that, because back in 2007 or 8, Karen Jarrett had cheated on Kurt Angle with Jeff Jarrett, the co-founder of TNA. Her and Kurt Angle got a divorce in 2009, and they've been divorced since then. And Kurt Angle is now married to he's now married and has a new baby girl with his new wife. And Kurt Angle says he doesn't give a darn about Karen, and he calls her, a slut and just everything else. In which I can understand, his frustration, but I think part of it too is also because, Kurt Angle was hurt, during his divorce. I think since Kurt Angle had gotten his divorce, I think Kurt Angle has just been a mess. Last year he's had like 3 DUIs, 2 car accidents because he was driving under the influence. I've heard just so many, you won't believe how many just radio interviews I've heard Kurt Angle on, where Kurt Angle is actually like drunk on these interviews. His speech is very slur, and he's not really listening attentively when the interviewer is asking questions. Just a mess. I think Kurt Angle is just really a broken man. To just making lies and false accusations, like saying how he came to he was very close to signing a deal with MMA, and Dana White himself said in an interview, he said he never spoke with Kurt Angle, about a possibility of talking about an MMA career in UFC. So just things like that. I just think Kurt Angle's just a really broken down man. And I love Kurt Angle a lot. He's one of my favorite wrestlers of all time. I still think he's one of the best wrestlers today. Because Kurt Angle, to me, reminds me a lot of Bret Hart in the terms of just the respect that they have for the wrestling business and the philosophy of wrestling and the art form of wrestling. They just hold it it's very honorable to them. They think wrestling is just an honorable thing, and I really like that about them. Kurt Angle, and that's like the case, kind of like Bret Hart. Although I think Bret Hart holds the art form and the philosophy of wrestler in a much higher standard than Kurt Angle, but I think Kurt Angle he resembles Bret Hart to me a little bit in that aspect. Like I said, I don't think he holds wrestling and the philosophy of wrestling that great like Bret, but it's similar. And the fact that, like Bret Hart, they're ring generals. Kurt Angle's going to want to have the best match on the card, whether he's the first match or the main event. He wants to have the best match on the card, and he does have some of the best matches on the card, and he can wrestle with just about anybody, regardless of their age or size. And to me, considering he's past his prime, he's coming close to his late 40s, and his body's just such wear and tear, Kurt Angle can still go. He said himself in an interview a couple of months ago, he has about 2 to 3 good years left in him. And so because of that, me personally, because I'm a fan of Kurt Angle, I'm going to watch his matches in TNA and pay much more close attention to his matches attentively in TNA, whether it be a pay-per-view, whether I don't have to watch the entire 2-hour pay-per-view. If the 2-hour pay-per-view is crap, I'll just watch his match in particular and won't even watch the rest of the 3-hour pay-per-view just to watch his match because I enjoy Kurt Angle's work that much. And, I want to enjoy it, as much as I can before he finally hangs up the boots once for all. So, I think Kurt Angle is still one of the greatest wrestlers of all time, but I just think Kurt Angle is just a broken man. And I don't care what anyone says. I don't know if it was his idea, Bischoff's, Vince Russo's. It has to have been a very uncomfortable thing for Kurt Angle to work in a program with his wife, Karen, his ex-wife, Karen, and Jeff Jarrett in a program, that storyline that had going on for like 4 months last year. That has to be completely uncomfortable. He said on Twitter multiple times he doesn't care. It's fine with him. He's comfortable with it. But I think a lot of stuff Kurt Angle says is just a put up. It's just a front. It has to be very uncomfortable to take your real life situation of your wife cheating on you and she's marrying the founder of TNA, the guy she cheated on you with, and talk about your divorce and putting the kids involved. To take that and display it on television into a storyline has to be very uncomfortable. And whatever idea it was to do that, I think they're absolutely just sick to do that because there's no respect of either parties. I don't think Karen cared because I think Karen's the type of person, as long as she's on TV, she doesn't care. But I think just out of respect of the children and other parties involved, I just don't think it's right to do that. And I have to give Kurt Angle credit. The guy has balls of steel. I really give him that. Because even though his wife cheated on him with the founder of TNA, and both her and the founder are still within the company and still working within the company, I give Kurt Angle all the credit in the world to still work alongside, his ex-wife and the guy who she cheated on him with. That can't be an easy thing to do. Absolutely not. If I was Kurt Angle, I would have jumped ship from TNA and tried to get back with WWE. But for him to still do that, I think, but he has still resentment towards the WWE, so I don't think he'll ever go back to the WWE because he has resentment towards their falling out. And he probably, still working within TNA despite those circumstances because he does have a new wife. They do have, a new baby girl together. And also his 2 oldest kids that he's had with his previous wife, his first wife, Karen. And also, he has to still pay bills, and everything else. So all that, taken into account, he probably has to, that's why I think he probably still works within TNA because of all these different, responsibilities they have to take care of. So I give Kurt Angle all the credit in the world for still be able to, you know, like I said, work in the atmosphere and working along with, you know, your ex-wife and seeing her, you know, kissing and probably holding and hugging, you know, the guy who she cheated on you with, and they're married on top of that, it can't be a comfortable feeling. Kurt Angle can deny all day he wants to. I think lots of Kurt Angle says it's just a front. I just think he's a broken down man. Saying Kurt Angle is sad. It's kind of like a Kurt Angle, not Kurt Angle, but a Scott Hall type of like issue. I don't think he's as worse off as Scott Hall, but it's pretty close. You know, Kurt Angle looks like he lost a lot of weight. He looks like, you know, a shriveled old man. So I'm still a fan of Kurt Angle. I just think he, like a lot of other people, he has demons in his closet. But I think Kurt Angle is in denial. I don't think he wants to admit that he has problems and issues and that he does need help. I think Kurt Angle does need help. I think Kurt Angle is a sad case. He is a broken man. But nothing I can do about it but just pray for his well-being. Let me know what you guys think about this topic. Comment, subscribe. Peace.